Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your March 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. That person is not me, they are a scammer. Do not be scammed. I will not be soliciting you for anything. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, March 2021, money and career, Virgo. Virgo, March 2021, money and career, Virgo. Virgo, March 2021, money and career, Virgo. Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. Let's look at your chakra energy during this time. Virgo. March 2021, money and career, Virgo. March 2021, money and career, Virgo. March 2021, money and career, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. So we have here forgiveness. This is the heart chakra. And we have play. Once again, the heart chakra coming through. That's really beautiful. Let's see how it correlates with the tarot. We have the star, which is Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. Then we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, March 21st to April 19th. The Knight of Pentacles, which is you shining through as a knight, as a defender. The Ace of Cups, a gift of love, a gift of healing. The Three of Pentacles, prosperity. The Lovers, Gemini energy, May 21st to June 20th. The High Priestess. And the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So strong Aries connection here. Interesting. There's a building towards prosperity. There's a sense of love needing to be the guide. Love is very strong during this reading. This sense of And during this time, when it comes to money, and I know that sounds odd, when it comes to money and career, love is going to be intrinsically important for you during this time. And Spirit is saying that this is one of the reasons is we can become so goal-oriented during this time. It's like, this is what I want, this is where I'm headed, these are my dreams and my hopes, and I am the warrior, I'm going to defend, and I'm going to conquer, and I'm going to get. And that's awesome. But it can also make us very single-minded during this time, which is what we have to be mindful of. Because there is something more that's opening up. And there's a new career option, or a new path, or a new way of viewing yourself within your career that has us seeing things so astoundingly differently. And we're moving here to forgiveness. So this is the heart chakra. And when we talk about forgiveness, yes, it's great to forgive other people. It really is. It can be very freeing. It can be very cathartic. But a lot of times when we forgive other people, and especially if they're not in our lives anymore, it does us well. But that person doesn't care. And even if that person is in our lives, they might be like, you're still thinking about that? Like you're still harping on that? Oh my gosh. And so here, there is a sense of the real power comes from forgiving ourselves. Not looking at another person and saying, the power lies with you. But realizing quite maturely and powerfully that the power lies with me. I get the right to map out, dictate, and embody my life. And as I do this, I embrace power and truth and honesty. And there's a cleansing that comes because you get to be the hero of your story, right? You get to move forward slowly and steadily, building the prosperity that you most greatly desire. And there is a sense here of the tears coming, of the washing away of hurts, of, something cathartic coming forward and being freed. And then there is this tremendous need, I love how you have 19 and then the next card, 20, to embrace play, to embrace happiness, laughter, joy, and beauty. That play needs to be a part of this. There needs to be that sense of, this is what I love, and this is what I want, and this is who I am, and I get to laugh, and I get to, I'm just seeing a little kid spinning in a circle because it's so much fun, and just erupting into giggles. I get to embrace the giggles. And it brings us, it sounds so interesting for a money and career reading to say, first there needs to be forgiveness. And this is forgiveness over, past mistakes with money. This is forgiveness over, downfalls and pitfalls and loss of jobs and, everything that comes in between and, thinking, wow, I really mucked this up, right? And what we're moving towards is a sense of there is more to my life than I could imagine. There is something moving me forward, and there's the sense of wishes being granted as power is seen. And this isn't just the cross your fingers, oh, I wish this could happen, or I wish I get this, or I get that. This is like the deep wish of the soul. And a lot of times when divinity answers these wishes, they're very hard to see that they've been answered, right away. It takes time. And then we get to the point where we're like, oh, that's why. Like, that was the reason. But the stars are also the highest form of man's perfection. They're what we most greatly desire, most greatly need, most greatly want. And it's put forward. And that's what divinity is seeing. Our greatest needs, our greatest wants, our greatest hopes, our greatest dreams. And it leads us here to a balancing and to these crossroads, the way the waters all run into one water, the way the rivers run into the ocean, or, run into this power. And what we're going to see here is like, this has been leading up. This time has been building within us. And it leads us to the emperor, to stand tall and to stand proud and to say, this is me. This is what I want and this is what I need. And this is my maturity and, tenacity and, and power of self. This is standing tall with the head held high. Because when we stand tall, with our heads held high, our shoulders back, that's a sign of respect for ourselves, of power. People who think that they are nothing, animals who think that they are nothing, weak and beaten down, they don't stand like that. Here we stand in our power. We claim our truth. We know that I get to rule my life because nobody gets to rule over me. I'm looking at what I desire. and I'm saying it's my time. There's also a real sense here of being that warrior protector, being that defender, being that person that, says, this is it, and goes for it. And that's one of the reasons why joy is so important during this time, because we can become so focused on go for it, knock down those barriers. The Knight of Pentacles is this slow and steady building of truth, this prosperity, this solid foundation, and this is what we've been working towards. And this is a sense of I am the warrior of my prosperity, saving, balancing things out, looking at the bigger picture, scraping things together, being frugal at times and wanting to be extravagant but knowing not to be. And it's like this balance comes in, and it brings us, as we are this warrior of prosperity and success, as we see things coming together, it brings us to the Ace of Cups. It brings us to God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of love, of healing, of washing away a lot of doubts and fears and angers and upsets and questions that have plagued the heart. And there's a sense even of the question of like, am I worthy of prosperity? Am I worthy of bounty? Am I worthy of the wealth that I want? And one of the real things within us during this time with the Three of Pentacles, it's that collaboration. And then it's thinking, oh, well, did I do this? Or was it simply everybody else? Could I have gotten here on my own? Or was it because of everybody else that I got here? There's going to be a real shift of power, of being the emperor of our existence, of saying, this is me. I stand tall and I stand firm in the power, in the presence, and in the triumph of myself. And yes, people help me along the way. Nobody, what is it to be like Athena, to be born fully formed from the head of Zeus, doing it all by yourself, just knowing everything instantaneously. That's not how it goes. It takes tremendous work to get a baby to toddlerhood, and then a toddler to proper little kidhood, and then so on and so forth. And so here, it's looking at that and saying, yes, there was help along the way, maybe even as lacking as that help was. But then there comes that point where it's either you make something of your life or you don't. Whether you look at the prosperity within you or you turn away from it. And we tend to think that if we made a wrong turn here or there, that's it, I'm done. And that's just not true. That's just not true. Everybody blooms in their own time. Everybody finds their voice and their power in their own time. And so here, it is an embrace of that finding, that seeking, that understanding, that truth. And as we embrace our power, we see this light shining down, the sense of this is what I created. And it doesn't matter how long it took or how hard it was. It matters that we're getting there. And at times we might even think we got there. We found an answer. We know something more. It brings us to the Lovers. It brings us to falling in love with life. But also knowing that there are many different ways to do something. It's very much like the Taoists saying, this and that is true. And it is simply that this and that is true. We can have different ways of looking at things, different ways of understanding things, different ways of puzzling things out. Each hold a kernel of validity, and to the person who's looking at it, it holds all the validity. And during this time, when we're embracing our success, when we're claiming our power, when we're looking at our dreams, when the hurts and the pains are being washed away so that we can, move forward, not in the same old hurt patterns that get to infest every single avenue of our lives. It's like there are multiple roads. There are multiple ways. And we have to give respect to those multitudes within us and the powers about us. And it brings us to the High Priestess. It brings us to lifting the veil from our eyes, to seeing a greater truth and claiming a greater power and saying, this is me. I'm not dealing with the lies and the bull and the the placations. And it's not being rude to people, but it's saying, this is my truth. And I need to stand in my truth. I need to embrace my truth. And that becomes a powerful movement forward. And that becomes a powerful voice within us. And we also see people for who they are, not for who we want them to be, but for who they are. And it can be really cool because it also happens with memories. It's like, oh, that person was this type of person. And oh, that person was that type of person. And it's like, oh, I see it. I see it and I understand it. And for a lot of us, what we've carried and thought, oh, that was my fault. It's like, oh no, that was just who they were, who they are. And it moves us to being a student of prosperity. Saying, well, how do I want to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is the bounty, the success, the power that I want? And yes, to be a multi-millionaire would be awesome and drive the fancy cars. But seriously, what does my heart desire? Is it steady? Is it calm? Is it quiet? Is it being able to pay the bills? Is it, having a purpose? Let us embrace our paths. And not look at others and say, oh, they found the answer. They found the answer for them, maybe. This is a time where, Virgo, quite honestly, you find the answer for you. And at times, you didn't even know you were looking. Your subconscious chakra message is visualization. This is the third eye chakra. The thing about visualization, I know we laugh and say, oh my gosh, I read The Secret, I watched the movie, I get it, and it didn't work. But here's the thing with visualization. Our mind does not know the difference between make-believe and reality, which is awesome and terrifying at the exact same time. So if we visualize and we say, these are my goals, this is what I want, this is how I see myself now. When I look in the mirror, I see this. I might be this right now, right? But I see the success and the triumph and the victory. I see the joy. Our mind doesn't know necessarily that we don't have that yet. It can get bummed out, actually, because part of our mind believes that we have that, and the other part of our mind knows that we don't. Believes in the day-to-day struggle that we have. But if we visualize, we open up those pathways within our minds. We say, I can move forward. I can do this. I can go this way. I can be this. And it shocks and it awes us. And it starts to be like, and our mind starts to say, well, you already did it, didn't you? Like you visualized it. You saw it so much that it already was truth. So why not make that truth just a bit more real within the day-to-day world? So the third eye chakra here is so important to take those dreams and to start to make them a reality. And it brings us then to the subconscious tarot message, which is the world. Being birthed forward into the world. There's something here that's blocking things, that you're like almost there, right? And it can be kind of being going forward and being like, no, I'm not ready yet. Subconsciously, there really do see this as a child being birthed. A sense of this is what I'm heading for. Like there is more to this than I could ever have imagined. And I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I'm definitely coming. And there is a power there. And there is also a fear there that needs to be seen. It needs to be named and known, and then moved past so that you enter the world. This isn't the, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for it. This is the, all right, am I? Am I? Do I exactly know what I'm doing? I mean, there's like a 50-50 chance that it's awesome, and there's, and then that it's not. So here, it's looking at that doubt and saying, okay, but if I don't take this chance, when will I ever? All right, Virgo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a sense of focusing on what our soul most deeply desires and standing in our strength, forgiving ourselves for what cannot be changed, and moving forward in the joy of the now as we heal and see and realize more than we ever knew we wanted to. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.